day 32 of confinement, and this is Every Day's the Weekend News. I'm your host, Peter Paul Kidd, with weather by Ted DeBear and sports by Siri. Another day indoors as the government looks for new ways to potentially reopen the country, but to keep us safe in the process. The administration has put into place a new social distancing scale with 5 levels. They have named all the levels after celebrities to make them easy to relate to and remember. Level 1 is no distancing required. You may touch, hug, rub, kiss, suck face, schnog, shake hands, and otherwise engage with anyone, particularly hot people. This is called Level Chris. Level 2 is moderate distancing required. Physical touching is discouraged and should be no more than a knuckle bump. This is called Level Howie. Level 3 is where you maintain a personal space bubble and do not engage in contact with other people for fear of what they may have or what they may give you. This is Level Miley. Level 4 is maintaining extreme distance, staying indoors and not letting anything awful inside with you. This is Level Olson. And finally, Level 5, when you lock yourself inside, turn out the lights and pretend you don't live there anymore, known as Level OJ. It's good to hear that they're looking towards our future, isn't it, Teddy? On the shady side, gambling has taken a big hit in the crisis, but not all is lost. It seems that online bookmakers have started taking bets on the over-under of infection rates by state. New York is the clear leader and should win in a walk, but there is talk that Tom Brady might head back to Boston to give them a last-minute push. If the pandemic goes into overtime, it could get very close. After the break, we'll look at the real reason Comic-Con was canceled, and it isn't what you think. Also, sports with Siri.
Do you feel lost and confused? Are you often listless and uninterested?
I do feel listless and uninterested.
Do you feel like a bystander in your own life? Disregarded? Unimportant?
Yes, Netflix, I'm still here. Gosh.
Have you spoken more to your relatives in the last 2 weeks than in the last 2 decades?
Speaking louder will not make the microphone go on. You have to turn on the... Oh, don't cry. Please don't cry.
Are you fixated on getting back to work?
Well, you never know when we're going to go back, and I want to make sure that I'm ready whenever that is.
Then maybe you need a hobby.
What's a hobby?
A hobby is a new solution from the makers of Your Cytosol and Home Workout. Clinical studies have shown that a hobby will improve focus, provide distraction, increase engagement, reduce aggravation, boost metabolism, supplant obligation, and add to a feeling of goodwill.
Since I started a hobby, I haven't talked to my parents once. Zoom this.
You should limit use of a hobby if you have more than one job or have an engaging social life. Possible side effects include hyperfocus, lack of attention, sleeplessness, lack of sleep, no desire to sleep, distraction, isolation, loss of community, failure to launch, disassociation, and financial collapse. If you experience any of these conditions, stop using a hobby right away. Ask if a hobby is right for you today.
Work. I got a hobby. And we're back. Porn websites have reported a severe drop in viewership, which seems counterintuitive when everyone is stuck at home, until you factor in that everyone's stuck at home with their spouses and kids. But on the upside, stock photo sites have reported a massive uptick in downloads of crowd footage. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the good stuff. Now over to you, Ted. What was the weather like today? Thanks, Teddy. To the disappointment of millions of fans around the world, San Diego Comic-Con has been canceled. The con, often referred to as a gargantuan petri dish, filled with hundreds and thousands of unwashable handmade costumes and attendees recently beset by the July California heat, has long been the source of something called the con crud, an indeterminate disease that seems to follow its attendees home each year. It would seem that this year, the corona crud was too strong for the superheroes and villains of Comic-Con. But that wasn't the reason for the cancellation. It turns out that over the last few weeks of isolation, geeks with time on their hands have been trying to put to rest the age-old question of who would win in a fight, the Incredible Hulk or Superman. Superman seemed at first the logical choice, but the Incredible Hulk can't die, and is only more enraged the more he fights, and the more enraged he gets, the stronger he gets. Also, his moral compass isn't as true north as Superman's, which means a greater willingness for destruction. As these ideas were bandied about, a full-on Twitter war erupted. Cinematics were created, artist renderings drawn. And then the Goku and One Punch Man fans showed up, and all hell broke loose. So, for fear of rampant lightsaber dueling, slap fighting, and yo mom jokes, this year's con was cancelled. I still find them demeaning, but I kind of want one. There's been a drastic change in advertising on television in the past several weeks. Due to movies being delayed or canceled, they are no longer advertising. Restaurants strapped for cash are saving their ad dollars to keep the doors open. However, one ad continues to air.
Cuz my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Which begs the question, why? Who are they targeting? We already want toilet paper. And even if they did convince us to go out and try and get some, there isn't any. You're just taunting us. Stop it. In a related story, some locals have come up with alternate toilet paper solutions. Bonus. Now, sports with Siri. Hey Siri, what's the score?
I'm sorry. I don't know what you mean. There are no sports anymore.
When we come back, we may just have the dating site you've been looking for, and Ted with the 5-day forecast. These are trying times, and now more than ever, it's time to loosen our ties. I know this is a unique moment, and it's hard to know where to turn. Ads on TV are vague and confusing. It's often hard to know what they're trying to sell. But we're here for you and your family. This crisis won't defeat us. We are stronger together. We will emerge more resilient than ever. And know that no matter what happens, we will always be the rock on which you can stand. It is important to us to protect the health and safety of our employees and guests. To do this, we've engaged in a massive cleaning project that includes all products and work equipment. So, once this moment has passed and we get back to normal life, please, don't be afraid to stop by. We are clean, and so is this little guy. And all of his friends.
Lulu and Bub's Bait Shack. We got locations all over the place. But if you want to find us, we're at the corner of over yonder and just down a pace. Lulu and Bub's Bait Shack. On the pier, we have no pier. I don't get it.
Welcome back. What becomes of dating during a pandemic? Match.com, eHarmony, Tinder, Grindr, Farmers Only, they have all become virtual ghost towns. But a new contender has stepped in the arena and may offer a more palatable experience for our new normal. Social Distancing for Us, officially called SDFU.com, began operation this week. The site creators of SDFU say it is designed to bring people together while leaving them a maximum distance apart. SDFU cuts out all the flirting, negging, chatting up, and gaslighting of normal dating apps. As a matter of fact, one of the founding principles of SDFU is that you're not allowed to talk to the other person. SDFU pairs you with someone, then you are shown that they are far too far away for a hookup. This is determined based on your means. For some people, it's the next town over. For others, it's around the world. SDFU also provides a number of other services for the next steps in relationships, such as notary public, sperm banking, and artificial insemination. Wow, dating sure has changed, hasn't it, Teddy? Hey Siri, what's your dating life like?
I went out with a microwave last week, but he wasn't so hot. And Watson won't stop calling me. I'd go out with him, but that might hurt my chances with Ken Jennings. Rawr. I heart that man. Right now, all I do is go home and plug in my lightning cable. If you know what I mean.
Okay, hey Teddy, what's the forecast looking like? Are we gonna be heading out to the beaches and parks this week? Certainly seems like some of those folks are going to have a hard time. And for our final story tonight, euphemism. Euphemism seems to be the most abundant commodity in this time. It seems no one wants to say corona or COVID. From advertisers to late night hosts and newscasters, the TV is filled with phrases such as the crisis, or in these times, or unique moment, extraordinary opportunity, special days, or simply this. We'll get through this. We can do this. We're in this together. Euphemism is getting a real workout now as businesses and advertisers search for ways to talk about the virus without actually talking about the virus. Because viruses are kind of a bummer. It's the elephant in the room. We know we can't avoid talking about the subject, but we want to very badly. But how many ways do you have to describe an elephant? Pachyderm? Dumbo? Fat rhino? So I say, in these times, there is an extraordinary opportunity to embrace this unique moment as we engage the crisis and live each of these special days together because we can do this. Thank you for joining us for Every Day's the Weekend News. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember to like and share on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. I'm Peter Ball Kid with Ted DeBear and Siri. Day 32 of confinement, all done. And that's the way it was.